the moment that happens, like everybody that never showed like love to my stuff, you're God, unfollow.
Do you take that personally?
100%.
You do, right?
No,
you do.
It
you do
hurts me.
It does.
Hurts
yeah.
me because yo, bro, imagine your best friend, like day one homie, not even putting it on their story, but like they'll go say happy birthday to Drake. Like Drake doesn't even freaking know you, bro. Oh my God.
Okay, and we're back with another episode of Off Course. I am your host, Hamilton Sivathas. We do not have Darren in the building today. We had to give him some time off for some personal reasons. So if you see any janky camera movements, it's just because the guy we have on the operating table today. Today's episode, I'm actually super excited about. This one means a lot to me. If you know me, you know that an independent artist is my favorite kind of artist. I appreciate their struggle so much, the way they hold their head up, the way they push through all the obstacles. And my guest today is no exception to that. I got none other than my boy, DRIVER95 today. What's going on, bro?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the building.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So Driver dropped a single today. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, me and my boy Lance, my boy Runway, the Catwalker. We got a single today called Karma, aka Cold Feet, right? So like that's some pretty dope shit that we worked on like a few months back, and it's ready to come out. So
okay,
I mean, hope you guys mess with it.
So Driver, just so you guys know, Driver is a independent artist from the city of Toronto. He's been at this for a few years now.
Yeah.
But over the last, at least from what I can see, over the last 6 months to a year, he's really been turning it up.
Yeah.
From the production quality to the way he is. I could see the attention to detail in his work. It's very clear. There seems to be a contrast between all the stuff that you've done before and the stuff that you're doing over the last 6 months. It seems like you're kind of getting ready for something special that's
100%.
About to happen this year.
Yeah.
You want to kind of
touch on that?
Yeah.
I mean, like everything is just a lot more polished now compared to like where I've came from. Like I've been rapping, I want to say, since I was in like grade 11 or grade 12, but it hasn't really become serious. I haven't really like taking it as seriously as I should say, until like the past like few months or like couple years, you know what I mean? So every year, everything just gets better, you know what I mean? So
you've been rapping since you were 12, but like when I'm looking at your music videos, you've been dropping music for a few years now.
Yeah, correct.
So like what changed though? Like what made you all of a sudden like you really turned it up? Like this is not just small little yeah.
I think it's just like self-confidence and like actually believing in myself and seeing that people like other than me actually like mess with my stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at first it's kind of like you don't know what you're doing. Then it's like, oh, I'm kind of figuring it out now. And then it came to the point where it's like, yo, bro, like you're actually pretty good at this. Like if you put the time and effort into what you're actually doing, it could really be something. Because before it was like, yeah, I write a song like when I feel like it, get high, write a song, da-da-da-da. Then it's like, what if I did this full time? Like, what if I actually like put the seat time in and actually like get to know my voice and figure out who I am? Then like, you know what I mean? I can actually probably do something with it.
When did that happen?
Honestly, man, like Runway's been like believing in me from the jump. Like when I first came around him, like me and him were locked in. And
so real quick, because the audience probably doesn't know Runway, but Runway the Catwalker, he's a super talented artist from the city.
Correct.
You guys are going to come to know him over the year.
Yeah.
He's just been like working away. He's kind of the guy that everybody in the city knows, but maybe the general public doesn't know him yet. But they will. They will come to know.
100% they will, man. Like if you see me, you see Runway, bro. You know what I mean? And like with
you guys are tandem.
Yeah, 100%. With what I'm doing right now, like he's been a really big part of like just like my development as an artist in general. Even like just like figuring out who I am to like figuring out how to use my voice properly and just stuff like that. And like he started with it, and then once he introduced me to Lance, like it just became like 10 times better. So between the two of them, it's kind of like a real powerhouse. Just start like figuring out who I am, kind of thing.
It feels like a clique now.
100%.
It's starting to feel 100%. Like a team now.
It's feeling like I don't really want to work with anybody else but them two. Like if they're not involved in the process, and like I'm kind of like not with it. Like
and so Runway was when he came into your life, that was the moment you decided like, okay, you know what?
Taking it seriously, because like being around him and seeing like how much like he put into it, like there were times where like I was sleeping on his couch. Like that guy will be up from like 8 a.m. and he's working till like fucking like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
I wasn't like really accustomed to that yet. So like he's still working and like I'm taking like a nap and I'm up and this guy's still doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Making like 10 songs a day, 10 beats a day kind of thing. And I'm like, damn, like this is what you really got to do to like
make it.
You know what I mean? You can't just do it when you feel like, or like punch in when you feel like kind of thing. Like, you really have to lock in and like make it your life. You know what I mean?
And so this was how many years ago?
Yo, I want to say like when I first came around him, like I've known him my entire life. When we first started locking in, it was like 2016, 2017.
That was around you guys dropped the single around that time, right? It was like
Correct. Yeah.
That was a dope track.
We dropped a song called A Warning together. That's one of our first songs we did together, I think. And like, yeah, people really messed with it. And that's when I kind of started to see, okay, cool, like people really like me. You know what I mean?
You two kind of felt like a group almost. Like I really like the energy. If you guys just put out a small mixtape, I feel like you got to drawn a lot of energy around the both of you guys.
The joke is like that would be extremely easy because like we work really well together. So like I have no doubt like that can get done in a day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? 110%. It's just a matter of like I don't think that would really do justice right now, just based on the fact that I think we both should kind of develop ourselves as independent artists before coming together as like a duo. But like that can definitely happen like down the line, 100%.
And sonically, you guys are very different too, right? Completely different. Like he's very experimental, and you're also experimental, but it's just two different sounds.
Yeah, completely different sounds. Like
okay,
that's what kind of makes it great. You know what I mean? Like just based on it not being the same exact thing, it kind of just makes it like just sound so good when it actually does come together.
Yeah.
Right?
So tell me about the single you dropped today.
Karma, man.
Yeah.
So between these two guys, they've really been getting me in my bag about talking about like real life experiences and like what I've actually been going through in life. So for the most part, like Karma, like not to be like stereotypical or whatever, like it's about a girl.
Okay.
You know what I mean? just like some stuff that like me and a girl that I was talking to like went through and like, you know what I mean? Just like karma, you know what I mean?
And so Lantz produced this record.
Lantz produced it and Runway helped me co-write it, correct.
He helped you co-write it.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct. So like between me, I think what happened that day actually is I came to the studio, Lantz was making a beat, and then I think somebody asked me a question, and then like it went on like just like a 20-minute story of me explaining like everything that happened between me and this girl. And between me talking about it, there were like key points that like Runway pulled out, and he was able to like, okay, cool, like this is the direction we're going in. And then like from me doing the top lines, okay, cool, like we're gonna talk about this and like focus on this part. You know what I mean? It's kind of really like narrow down the actual like vision of like the track. Right?
So Runway is kind of he's like piecing together the storyline,
yeah,
and how to like conceptualize the song.
So like I'll just word vomit, and then he's like, okay, bet, like,
and he pieces everything together. 100%. He just connects all the dots.
Yeah.
So you've probably learned quite a bit just from being around him and being able to do this yourself now.
Yeah, no, exactly. To
right?
the point where like I can actually record myself now if I wanted to. The reason why I don't. Peak laziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just so much faster at it. But like, yo, I have my own setup in my basement. Like I can definitely cook up. You know what I mean? But like with him, it's just like so much easier, right? So
and that's the support system. But like, you know, we'll touch on that in a little bit later today.
Mm-hmm.
But the struggle of an independent artist, that's kind of what I want to discuss right now. Right? You've been at this for a long time. My question to you is, because I'm new to this myself, making content and putting things out there and receiving feedback, right? So how do you keep your head up high when you put something out into the world and it doesn't necessarily get the feedback that you were expecting? Because you've put a lot of energy behind this.
100%.
Right? You may have invested funds. You may have had sleepless nights coming up with this idea. Only for you to put this thing together, you know, over maybe the course of 3-4 months, and then it doesn't do the way you wanted it to do. How do you still keep pushing through that?
Man, I've been through this like a million times. You know what I mean? Because like me right now, every penny that goes into this stuff is like completely out of my pocket. Like I don't have a label behind me. I don't have any investors behind me. So it's between me going to my 9-to-5 and then me using that money to support like my dream. You know what I mean? And I just believe so much of myself that I'm not going to let a couple streams or a couple views like get me down, because I know exactly what it's going to be when the right person hears it. You know what I mean? It just hasn't discovered those ears yet. So
when you're making the content, you're not actually expecting a certain number. Like
no,
you
like
don't have a, you don't have a, you
no,
are
100%.
for sure.
Like even like when I dropped like my video for Tricky or my song Tricky, like I thought that was the one. Like when we made that, I'm like, yo, bro, like we're out of here. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
I was telling Lance, telling Runway, I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, this is the one. And then I made the video, and like the video was well done. And I put a lot of money into that video. I had to rent out the spot. I had to buy people food. I had to hire a makeup artist. I had to hire a stylist. Like I had to do so many things for that video. I'm like, yo, bro, like this is it. Like we got it. You know what I mean? Found actors, like found background people, and I'm like, yo, we got it, man. And I put it out, and I got some love on it, but just not as much as like I thought I would. Right. So it was kind of a bummer. It kind of makes you lose a bit of your drive just based on like not exceeding your expectations, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, like it's not gonna happen overnight. Like I know I gotta put the time in to really like see like the benefits from it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that is hard. Because I've the most recent projects that you put out, Tricky, and then the one right before it, I think it was Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Dope. Like there were elaborate productions.
Yeah.
But then I was looking at your most recent one, Off Track.
Yeah.
And like the view count, everything is very, very similar.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what you were telling me.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe it makes more sense to kind of put this energy towards the more quicker.
100%. Because what's hilarious about it is like I got way more love on
Off
track
Track
than I did from anything else. And Off Track was just like my buddy Kyle, like Lasagna, shout out to him. Like,
Yeah.
He hit me up one day and he was like, yo, bro, let's just find like a random field and just like do some guerrilla style like shooting. Let's just like shoot it. I'm like, okay, cool. We probably shot the video maybe in like, I don't know, half an hour to an hour. You know what I mean? No backgrounders, no nothing. I was in the middle of a random construction site in the middle of Pickering. You know what I mean? And like we banged this out and like everybody was messaging me, everybody was posting it. Like I got the most amount of love on this and it literally took minimal effort. So then it kind of makes me think now, it's like, damn, like am I just trying too hard? You know what I mean? Like am I just putting too much effort into it? Because like this video was free. I could spend like 3 to 4 to 5 G's on like another video and like get like less love on it. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, what do I do now? You know what I mean?
Maybe it's not that it's a waste of money. It's just that maybe like the audience isn't ready for that just yet. They need to kind of get to know you first before they
100%.
can appreciate that. But like now that you figured this out, this is almost like you've cracked the code here right now. You could easily do this every week if you wanted
110%.
to. There's really nothing stopping you at this point.
Not at all. Between the people that I have around me, like they really believe in me. So the 2 shooters that I go to, which is like Lasagna and Innocuous, like I can hit them up any day of the week and like I can do what I want. Like I usually just think of ideas on the fly when I'm driving, when I'm at work, and like I'll kind of just like I watch a lot of movies, watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So like when the ideas come to me, like I'll just pitch it to them and they'll kind of just make it happen. You know what I mean? Like I would like give them like a certain like reference shot, like, oh yo, I watched this movie and like I saw they shot it like this or they shot it from this angle, and like they'll just kind of make it happen because like they just know more than me. You know what I mean?
So now that you know that works, and then like to me like that this is a really good play you have right now.
Yeah.
It might actually be your competitive advantage over other people in the industry right now. The fact that you have a couple of guys that you can go to, and you can build this stuff out, the videos out, and then you already have the production on lock, 100%. Right, between the writing and the producing. So what is stopping you now from just turning it up a little bit more?
Honestly, like every day I'm getting better, so the turning it up part is like inevitable if that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And like based on what you said from before, like I feel like that's like a big part of what separates me from like anybody else in my region or my city, like doing what I'm doing, because not to knock anybody down, but I feel like they all kind of sound the same. They're doing the same exact things. And like, for whatever reason, like people seem to be messing with it. Like that's like Toronto has like a certain like sound that like people like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to name drop anybody, but like people make a certain sound that like people think like that's what Toronto is. And like, it's not.
It's not even, that's not what Toronto is. And I'm not even sure that's the sound of Toronto. It's not. And I actually think that's just the sound that like, you know why I think you only feel that way, or we only feel that way, is because that's what's being presented to us on the blogs on.
Yeah. Like but
I don't know anybody that's
that stuff. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Cause I feel like in order to really like blow in Toronto per se, like, you gotta be into some gang activities. Like you gotta like live in a certain hood. You know what I mean? And like not everybody's like that. Like it's not all about like killing your ops and like doing X, Y, and Z. You feel me? Like I feel like people have other stuff to talk about. Like not every day.
We need adult music.
Yeah, like
we
not everyday violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to talk about a girl today. Like you feel me? It's like it doesn't make any sense to me, bro.
Even for me, over the last few years, I listen to less rap now just for that reason. The subject matter just I can't relate to it anymore.
I feel like rap has died like a long time ago. Like
real rap, Yeah. Real rap in its essence, it does feel like it's dead. The double entendres, the messaging behind the music. Yeah, it feels a little bit more commercial.
Everyone's just trying to make like cool songs that can be used in TikToks and like
That's it.
songs that can just be like, you know what I mean? Like streamed. They're not actually focusing on the actual art anymore. Like no one cares about the art. It's just like, how fast can I make a song that's really catchy?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like that's about it. And like in 10 years, 20 years, we're not gonna remember that. You know what I mean?
So, but what's pulled you back from the urge? Just try, drop one of these songs that sound like everything else.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not gonna hit that subject matter, killing people, whatever. But the sound is not really hard to do.
It's
drill music, basically.
But like it bores me.
It bores you. Okay,
really,
I'm
like,
glad you said
like,
that.
There's nothing enticing about it to me. Like everybody really sounds the same. Like realistically, the cool thing that would be to do was like to be going on one of those beats in like my style. Like that would completely separate it. The beat can be the same, but how you approach it can be different. Everyone's just approaching the beat the same exact way, and I think that's the problem.
There's the same cadence on every beat.
The same auto tune, like
the
same video in the Airbnb. You know what I mean? Like
the Airbnb is that's jokes.
It's the same Airbnb. We know it's not your crib. You know what I mean? Yeah, same Airbnb with strippers and like you're throwing hundreds and you're popping bottles. That's dope, bro. Like that's cool. I mean, sure.
I just don't know who's consuming that type of content.
I think it's the kids, bro. Like it can't be grown men.
There's no way.
It can't be adults.
There's no way.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to be appealing to like high school kids, like just getting into grade 9. Okay, cool. Like, yo, this is dope. Like, it's really not. Like, I promise you, like, it's actually not cool. But you know what I mean? Like, they're doing numbers. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not sure if they're buying the views or like what.
So you know what? Speaking to the numbers, right? Are you familiar with how views work?
Not as much as you do probably, but you can explain it to me.
So you can fact check me on this real quick, but I'm pretty sure on Instagram, a view is only 3 seconds of watch time. And on YouTube, it's only 30 seconds of watch time.
I didn't know that.
So again, I could be off. He'll double check it for me, but like knowing that, views don't really mean anything. What I try to look at right now as I'm building this content is the retention time and the likes.
Oh, because you can see how long they stayed on your page kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
So like this episode, we could get like 5,000, let's just say. I'm not, let's hypothetically, but if you get 5,000 views and the retention time is only say 2 minutes, that means you put out a bad episode.
100%.
Cool, you got the views, but you didn't connect with the people. Right? And I think that's the most important thing. And I guess in the short run, it works. Like just getting views, it helps you build your hype. It might help you establish connections. But now you got to go sell a show.
Exactly.
Now you got to go start a YouTube channel. That traffic does not translate in that world. So yeah, we're good over here. Okay. Sorry guys, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, I think, for a second. But yeah. So what I was saying is, just because you get the views or whatnot, it doesn't necessarily translate into the real world. It's about the retention time. Is that something that you look at with your content? Have you ever looked at the retention time?
100%. Because like when you have a business profile on Instagram, like you can definitely see like exactly what you're talking about. So I do pay attention to that. What I also watch is like website clicks. So for example, like when I put the link in my bio for like my song, or I put the link in my bio for like my YouTube video or whatever, I want to see based on the reel that I posted, the picture that I posted, how many people went from there and actually watched like the video that I put out, you know what I mean? And like it's very surprising sometimes because like again, like the photo that the reel can do like 10K views, but like there's like 17 website clicks, so it's like damn,
it's nothing.
Yeah, so like people are in the comments hyping it up, yo bro, this is sick, and it's
but
like,
they're not actually following.
It's like, but
through.
did you click the link though, or like
did
you just watch the 10-second clip of like me jumping around, you know what I mean? Like
so on the Lantz video that we put out, we did crazy numbers on that one, and I can see where the traffic is coming from. The Instagram numbers are like abysmal. Like even the ones that do click through from Instagram, the attention span's not there. They can't hold on for longer than, I think my average on that was 3 minutes. So maybe that's kind of what you're noticing as well with the stuff 100%. That you're, well, with your music videos, it's harder to gauge because they're only going to click on for like what, 30 seconds and they're just off.
But the joke is like, that's exactly what I kind of like, I think a lot of people are doing now, if not them, but like me, I'm making shorter songs because I realized that people like aren't paying attention to like a 7-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute song. No. So like I'm gonna bang as much information into like that minute 30, that 2 minutes, just to make it as catchy as possible. So okay, cool. Like I'm gonna I'm gonna just like put it down your throat. It's like that's all people can retain these days. Like
it's
no
true.
one's really gonna tap into like if you're not Drake, you can't drop a song over like 5 minutes, bro. You know what I mean? Like no one cares.
It's
you know
true.
What I mean?
It's true. You got to get to the hook as possible, quick as possible.
Exactly. So like that's even like I guess like that's why people liked that off track videos, because like the colors were very vibrant. Like off the rip, it was just like yelling and screaming and like hype shit. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably what drawed them in. Versus like Tricky is like a slower down R&B rap kind of style where like ain't nobody on hear that. You know what I mean?
yeah. But like it's not the type of record that catches your ear right off the jump.
100%.
But if I'm invested in DRIVER95, then I'm gonna listen to that song.
I'm honestly confident that like when it does blow up, because like I'm very confident that it will, people are going to come back to that and be like, damn, like this came out like what, 4 years ago? Like where were we? You know what I mean? And like, so that's one of the better ones, 100%.
Because right now what you're doing is you're building your library.
Yeah.
Right? You're building your catalog.
100%.
And you're full. That's it. You're just one record away. You're only one record away. So when that record drops, all of a sudden people will go back like, who's this DRIVER95 guy? They're gonna binge watch everything.
I'm honestly pretty confident that like that record's already like loaded up. I'm pretty sure I already got it.
I've heard this stuff,
like,
so I know.
I'm pretty sure I already got it. It's a matter of like when it's gonna come out, man. I don't know. But like,
Driver is sitting on some heat right now that he cannot drop.
I'm amped,
You're waiting for clearances, right? Is that what we're waiting on?
I'm waiting for clearances, and then I'm also waiting for like the right time, because again, it's like, why would I waste my best material that I know is my best material on people that aren't really paying attention yet?
Yes.
So I'd rather wait till like grab your attention and then say, okay, bet, like, yo, here's what you want, kind of thing. So
there, I get that point, but with the music you're dropping now, is it just to maintain some sort of conversation, I guess, like just to keep your name?
Not necessarily. Like, I mean, like every record kind of sounds a bit different. So I think the main thing that like we were really focusing on is trying to figure out what sound people are drawn to more. So every record feels different. Ricky Bobby, Tricky, Karma that came out today, like every record has a different vibe. So I'm kind of just figuring out, okay, cool, like are people more focused on like me yelling and screaming on off track, or they want to hear me talking about a girl on Karma? You know what I mean? So I'm just like trying to feel it out to figure out exactly what's going on, and then to lock in on like that one sound to really like.
I like the sound that you had on off track, all your music really, but like no one's really messing with you. Nobody is messing with you. Like close. You are super unique. It's just you don't have the right set of eyes on you right now.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's all it is right
like,
now.
I was even talking to my buddy the other day. I kid you not, 2 days ago. Shout out DJ Trizzy, bro. I was talking to him and he's like, yo, bro, like off track did not get enough love. And he's like, he's like the one friend that I have that legit, like, bro, every day he was either messaging me or posting on his Instagram. Like he really messed with that. He's a DJ too. So like he was spinning that at like his parties. He was putting people on. And I'm like, yo, bro, like that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a lot of people like that. And like, I think that's like, as an independent artist, bro, like that goes a long way.
So have you thought about the idea of promoting your music in different regions, different cities, rather than trying to establish yourself here in the city locally? Yeah. Maybe your sound resonates more with people in Washington, maybe in New York, the States or something, in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%. Right? So maybe the play is to get your music on different blogs, different outlets in different regions, because your sound will connect better over there 100%. Than over here. Because I mentioned this on the last episode as well. I think we have a culture problem here in Toronto. GTA. We don't support each other. Yeah. Right? So I don't know that you are going to get that love from this city.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like, it's not to put our city down. I feel like I'm putting down the city every time I say that. I'm not trying to put
facts though. Like it's just facts, straight up. It's like what I was gonna mention before. Like it really be your own people, bro. You know what I mean? Like you can't even count on like your own homies to like be posting your stuff, which is like mind blowing to me. Like
they'll watch your stuff. They won't. Yeah,
they're not liking it. They're not commenting on it. Like it's like, yo, bro, you know, if you just like liked it on Spotify, how long that would go for me. Like, like you know what I mean? They don't really think, and it really be your own. Like, why do I gotta beg you as a friend to like help promote my business, bro? You feel me? But then like when your fucking like brother goes missing, I gotta post it. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like I didn't see it either, dog. I didn't see it, fam. Like you didn't post my track. I really didn't see that. I'm gonna keep it a buck, straight up. Nah, but like, fam, like it be your own homies, bro. It be your like, nah. It's like, yo, like to keep it real with you, bro. Like what really hurt me one time is like, it's a girl that I was talking to. I went on a date. You feel me? I went on a date and I remember like I was Bluetoothing off of her phone, using her phone to Bluetooth, and like we were pretty locked in. You know what I mean? I remember going to her Apple Music and I'm like, all right, bet, bro. I typed my name in, like not a single song liked, and I'm like, yo, bring me back home, man. I'm like, yo, like, nah, for real. I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore, dog. Like, fam, I was heartbroken. People to buck. I'm like, yo, bro, like I thought we had some, and like you don't even actually like me, dog. Like that's crazy. Like not a single song liked, and I'm like, bro, be your own people. Like even if you don't like it, bro, at least have it in your libraries. Like, bro, like it's gonna count for something.
Yeah,
like it's gonna count for something. Like, but people just don't think about that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
You think that they don't think about it, or you think that they just don't want to support? I think they just don't care to support.
I think it's just hate. You know what I mean?
It is hate. It is hate.
It's straight up. It's just hate, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But it's like, yo, bro, like if my dog's doing something, like I'm gonna be on that.
But here's the thing, Driver. If you weren't talented, if your music sucked, I promise you they would have hit liked.
Yeah, yo, bro, the joke is you're right. It's like you're right, bro, because like
they would have shared your music.
The amount of people that I see that can't hold a melody, hold a beat, rapping off tune, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like people are really blowing this up. I'm like, damn, like maybe if I was dumb, I'd be like out of here.
No,
the
mindset is Driver is sick. He's almost there.
Yeah.
He might actually surpass me.
Yeah.
Why am I going to contribute to this?
But what's crazy about that, those same people that think that way, the moment you start popping off are the same ones that
congratulations,
come back, like,
Driver, you're the man.
Yo, I was here since day one, bro.
Yeah.
I remember when you were rapping in the washroom, like in an ND in high school. That shut up. Like, no, you don't remember that because you were hating. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. They're just fake. Like, everyone just wants to be a part of something, but like they want to join it with like when it's already busting. Like, no one wants to be on the ground floor.
There's like I can't remember the name of the quote, but like people don't want to be a part of your process. They just want to be at the end goal. I don't remember what the quote is.
They want to be with you popping bottles in the club, but
that's
like,
it.
Not when you had a full-time job trying to make it. You know what I mean? And like it's just
so speaking to that. So how has collaboration in the city outside of the camp been? That must like. Do you even try, or do you not even bother with that?
Honestly, I used to do a lot of collabs, like a lot of features, a lot of working with people, but I kind of feel like I wanted to focus more on myself, like not to be selfish, but like just I want to establish me before I really start like hopping on like other people's records.
Okay.
Like I love working, like bro, I have so many homies that make music, bro. I love working with them. Don't get it twisted. But like as of lately, since I've been locked in with Lantz, I feel like we're creating a certain sound that I want to perfect before actually like experimenting and like hopping on other stuff. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of what I'm focused on right now.
So one of my favorite things is the rapper producer relationship, right? When a rapper and a producer lock in and they don't work with anybody else.
Yeah.
Not that you're not working with anybody else, but do you find that having Lantz there in your corner has really helped you focus?
100%. Like I didn't know who I was before until like, again, like Runway and Lantz kind of came around. Like I would hop on any beat that I heard on YouTube, like you go like type beat on YouTube, like yo, like future type beat on you. Like I was hopping on whatever, but like until they sat down and said, yo, bro, like you sound way better on like this kind of production. Like that's kind of what helped me elevate, just based on actually like figuring out how to use my voice and like when to use it and like when to rap fast, when to rap slow, like da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So like, yeah, 100%. Like without like Lantz and like Runway, like definitely that in like that friend to producer relationship being locked in, them knowing you, like it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot better. 100%. Yeah.
And it allows you to create more music, put out more music.
Yeah, 100%.
So are you planning on trying to do a bit more of that this year? Maybe what's the strategy here in terms of releasing music? So, do you have a strategy right now?
Yeah. So currently right now, what my main focus has been is like I'm dropping at least one record every month. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Every month there's going to be something coming out.
Yeah.
From now until whenever I had to stop, you know what I mean? People keep asking me like, yo, bro, drop a mixtape, drop an EP. And I'm like, but why? You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like,
why?
I don't see the value in it. If I can't get like a certain amount of people to bump one record, why would I drop 8 that they're not going to play just as much? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I rather, again, build that fan base first and say, okay, cool. Like, oh, they're messing with me now. All right, bet. Like, here's a project. Because I could drop a project right now. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I have a lot of songs that are in the same world that are like all pretty dope, you know what I mean, that I could put out right now. I had the name of the EP loaded up already. Like I had the cover I loaded up. Like I have a private SoundCloud playlist with tracks in it.
Yeah.
I kid you not. It's like I could drop that as a project right now, but it's like it's not going to be heard by the right people. What's the point? You know what I mean?
But to get it heard by the right people, you need to get the music in the right hands.
Yeah.
So like I remember when I was back in the day, anyways, when I was interning, you had to get the music in the DJ's hands.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we write off radio as if it doesn't matter because nobody really listens to radio.
No one bumps the radio, man. Especially in Toronto. Yeah.
It's true. Nobody listens to radio, but all the top records are still dominating radio. So there's a correlation there still.
Okay.
Of like you kind of do have to make it on radio if you want to be one of the big hit makers.
But I have a question for you though.
Sure.
How many Toronto songs do you hear on Toronto radio? That's not Drake in the Weekend and Party
We
Next
don't.
Door. Okay.
No,
so
we don't.
So there's the problem
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So I guess it's like, how do we get the people that are pushing the music in our city to promote the people in our city?
Yo, honestly,
right? Like how can we get our DJs to be like, listen, Driver is the next kid up.
Yeah.
We gotta support our own. It's mind blowing to me that we have all this talent that comes out of our city.
Yeah.
You know, Drake, Justin Bieber, Weekend, whoever it is. But 10 years later, 15 years later, we still haven't built an infrastructure.
Yeah,
we don't have a place where artists can go to collaborate with each other, springboard off of each other. We just don't have those systems.
You see, like the thing is, Flow was doing a good job of it at one point before everything kind of changed. They had that I think it was Made in Toronto Takeover or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was a really good segment. Like I personally like that based on the fact that they were actually pushing the independent, low-key Toronto artists. Like there was a segment on the show where like during the day, at night, during a certain time, they'd actually play. Like I've been on it a couple times, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So like I think that was dope because you could be on the radio driving downtown, wherever. You can be at work with the radio on and like I'm hearing my own tracks now, you know? That's dope. Like we need more of that, you know what I mean? We definitely need more of that. Like I don't want to hear, like where I work, like I hear the radio a lot. So like it's the same, like I want to say 10 songs like every single day. You know what I mean? The same 10 songs.
Okay, so we got something up here on the screen. 35% current Canadian content percentages are as follows. Radio airplay is 35%. Some stations are required. Yeah, so here's the thing about this rule, right? So this rule used to mean something.
Yeah.
This used to be the way somebody like you would get heard, right? Radios were forced to play Canadian content, but at that time it was dreadful because all the music sucked.
Yeah.
Now the loophole to this rule is just play The Weeknd and Drake. You don't even have to play Canadian content anymore.
Yeah.
So you as a small artist, you do get hurt by this rule.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It sucks, man. Because like I know I have what it takes to make it. I know I got tracks loaded up. I know I have the work ethic, but dude, like I'm putting in all the groundwork and like it's not gonna go unseen. It's not gonna go unheard. Like you're gonna hear about me, bro. I'm gonna keep posting it.
It's gonna happen.
You know
I think this is your year, and especially between what Lantz is doing, what Runway is doing, what we're doing here on Off Course, everybody's building something. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna click
For sure.
So to get your music out there, though, what are you doing? I know you have a distribution service now.
Correct.
But before that,
Yeah.
Let's kind of speak to the way you were doing it before, TuneCore, all the different services, because I think that's what a lot of independent artists
100%.
are actually doing versus the distribution site.
Yeah. So
right?
basically, like as independent artists, like before what I was doing, like I think it was like maybe like $15 it would take to like upload a single. You're uploading like an album, maybe a little bit more than that or whatever, but basically like I go to TuneCore.
Where are you uploading it?
Right now? Currently?
No, before.
Oh yeah, before. Yeah.
Before.
It depends. Like you have DistroKid, you have CD Baby, you have TuneCore, you have whatever you're doing, right? So like you go and upload that track, you set like your release date, whatever, you pick what stores you want it to go to, and then like you wait for it to come out. You know what I mean? Then from there, it's a matter of just like trying to push it as hard as you can to like these different streaming platforms. Because Spotify is pretty decent in terms of they let you pitch your record. So once my record like goes live on Spotify, I'll be able to say, okay, cool. I can try to like pitch it around to like different editorial playlists to like get it on a playlist like Rap Caviar, Northern Bars, like Hip Hop Canada, stuff like that. Right?
How does the pitching process work? Like, what is that?
What
does
honestly,
that
like
entail?
they give you like 140 characters, and like basically like you have to just like sell yourself basically. You know what I mean? Like talk about the record, talk about like why it should be, where it should be, or whatever it is, kind of thing. And like it's really hit or miss, man. Like it's worked. That
seems
for me.
more like a marketing tool from Spotify, just to be like, hey, we offer this service, but it actually amounts to nothing.
Lately, it doesn't, because I know, like, and it's funny. Like, this goes back to my point from before about like me putting in work versus like me not really trying. Like the tracks that I kind of did like without even caring got into playlists. Got 50K streams, got whatever. The tracks that I'm actually like making like real production, real music, unseen. So as I said before, if I was making worse music, people would share it. If I'm making better music, they're not. That's exactly what it is, because like lately I've been dropping bangers and like Spotify's not hearing me. And I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like Off Track should have been like the top of Northern bars. Like who in Toronto's doing that right now? But people want to, again, hear the same washed out auto-tune crap, bro.
Well, there's that and there's politics. There's politics behind the playlist. You're just not there yet. You have to be able to network with the right people to get on top of these playlists.
And I've been trying to figure it out, man. Like literally, I spent like hours one day like trying to figure out, okay, cool, like who curates these playlists, bro. Let me like DM them personally, like email them personally, yo, bro, like you probably didn't hear this, but like boom, like here's my track. But like these guys are like CIA like agents, bro. Like you can't figure who they are. Like it doesn't make any sense, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's labels. Well, there probably is labels behind
it. I think that's exactly what it is.
And that's why they're
I think that's
secretive
exactly what it is. Because like even like right now, like I'm going through foundation for myself, and I went through that path because I'm like, okay, cool. Like they have a way bigger.
So Foundation is your new distribution service that you switched over to from how you were doing it before, which is like going through TuneCore and all the different independent services.
I figured if I let them handle it, because they have a better reach with like what they're doing in terms of like they can like have a person at Apple, a person at Amazon. I thought it would be like just smarter for me to like do it that way to get like my music in the right places, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And like so far, haven't been so lucky. You know what I mean? And I think that's because like I'm not like a top dog on their roster yet. Like they handle a lot of like bigger artists than I am. So I think they get like more priority. You know what I mean? So like maybe I will go back to what I was doing before. I'm not sure.
Can anybody go to Foundation? Like are there any requirements for it?
I think they pick and choose, man, because like it took me a while to even get in contact. Like I remember I think I sent like 3 DMs and like 4 emails, and I had to like hit up one of my homies who's like with them, and I'm like, yo, bro, like who's your guy?
Okay.
I'm like, yo, plug me in, you know what I mean? So like once he hit me up and he heard the music, yo, bet, like yeah, we can do it. So I don't think they really take everybody. I think it's really like
based on who they think they can make something work with, or if it fits their brand or not.
Like they're taking a certain percentage of like uploading your song for you, kind of thing. So like I think they're only gonna do what benefits like them. If they know they can make like a certain amount of money off your track, they may like push that harder because like they're reaping the reward from it. You know what I mean? So I could be wrong. That's just what I'm assuming. You know what I mean? So
with these guys, it's basically allowed you now to step back from the administrative role and just focus on creating. That's what Foundation does for you.
Yeah, basically. Like I think it's like taking a lot off my plate. Just in terms of that. I just like send my guy my cover art, my lyrics, my song, like the splits between like who worked on it or whatever, and like they just take care of it. Boom. Okay, cool. I don't gotta do anything. Wipe my hands and like I'm done. And then my only job is to like market it. Okay, cool. How can I make this as annoying as possible so whenever you open your phone you see my face? You know what I mean? And like I've been trying to do that. You feel me? I don't care how pissed off you are. People probably blocked me, muted me. Like I don't know.
You gotta be persistent, especially as an independent
24/7. I want you to open your phone. I want you to see your reel. I want you to click on your story. It's my face. Hit Lance's story. It's my face. Like it's gonna be me because like that's the only way to blow. I think, you know what I mean. Just kind of like be consistent. So that's what I've been trying to do.
I agree. And before we wrap up, but just to speak to the consistency, does this mean now that we know you figured out maybe a cheat code here, are we gonna see more content?
I mean, yeah. 100%.
We're gonna be pushing you on from our side. I think like you have the talent to make it here in the city. I think there's not many people that can mess with you right now. It really just comes down to your output. If you're willing to get out there and put the content out there,
put the time in, bro. Like I've even considered.
You proved it. You proved that it can be done with Off Track. You don't need to spend all this money. You don't need to you don't need to spend so much of your resources in this. It's,
more is less. You know,
more is less. Exactly. This comes to you very naturally. You're very gifted at this. So creating music isn't hard for you. Really, it's just packaging the music and getting it out to the world.
The music's the easiest part. I promise you.
Like, so really, it's just a packaging issue. We just got to package the music in a digestible way for the audience, and you got to just keep hitting them.
Like not even to like toot my own horn in a way kind of thing, but like I feel like I already got that package that can be sold. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you'd have
the
it
personality's there, the music's
100%.
there, like the swag's there. You know what I mean? Like I'm already like, it's like, yo, boom. All I need is the right distribution, the right like manager, whatever, to say, okay, boom. Like I can do the rest, bro. Just like put me in the right places. I'll take care of the rest of it. I promise. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's coming your way. As we said before, you're only one song away right now.
For sure.
That's it. Once that one record hits, you're gonna be a superstar.
People are gonna hate me, bro. Hate me, bro. Like the moment that happens, like everybody that never showed like love to my stuff, you're God. unfollow, get out of here. You know what I mean?
Do you take that personally?
100%.
You do, right?
No,
you do.
It
you do
hurts
take
me.
It does,
me because it be your own dogs, dog.
Yeah.
Like that's what's crazy about like, yo, bro. Imagine your best friend, like day one homie, not even putting it on their story, but like they'll go say happy birthday to Drake. Like Drake doesn't even freaking know you, bro. Oh my God, Drake they're DMing celebrities that aren't replying, but you can't put me on your. You think Drake saw your story, dog? Like he didn't see your story, fam. But you can't just put fam. That's hate. That's hate. Nah, there's a special place in hell for you still. That's crazy to me, bro. Nah, the dick riding is insane, dude. Like, fam, I'm telling you, bro. But like at the end of the day, like I'm not begging. You know what I mean? Like like some people, bro. The people that do it consistently, I love them so much. And like I know who they are, and I see it. Like
they're in your mentions, they're following you.
They will religiously repost without me even having to ask. Like they're in the car, like on the way to work, bumping the track, like taking a video of it. You know what I mean? Like, they're showing love. That they're showing their homies. Like, you know, they're putting the background of like their Twitch streams. They're playing video games. Like I see all of it, bro. Like that shit's like it's so heartwarming. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, like that's dope, bro.
I think again, just a thought that just came to mind. I think, have you been thoughtful about the way you tap into the youth culture?
What do you mean?
Like just try in terms of grabbing that audience between, 14 to maybe 24, because they're like the most fanatical.
I think that's where you got to be at.
That's where, yeah, exactly.
Like, no matter what you're making, that's where you got to be at. Because like I have a nephew like around that age. You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
Like I see how he intakes
They're
content.
passionate.
No, 100%, bro. Like he'll be watching like random YouTube videos and like random TikToks and da-da-da-da. And it's like I'll hear him like rapping certain songs, saying certain songs. And I'm like, yo, bro, like you shouldn't even know that track. Like, why you even, but again, like because he's on his phone so much and on social media and YouTube, like you can't really control what they're exposed to. You know what I mean? So like once you really like tap into like his generation, I think that's probably the key.
See, with his generation, I feel like you could do it better than anybody else because you switch up your flow so much in a record. And what I'm noticing is like the whole song doesn't even have to hit for that generation.
It's just a certain pocket.
Certain part.
Yeah, a certain pocket.
And the way you switch up flows through a song so often, like you're bound to find something there that connects.
110%, bro. Because like even like there's certain songs that like I don't even know, but I know them based off of like that one part being used in a TikTok consistently. You know what I mean?
So you're already seeing it happen.
100%. Because like I'll play a song sometimes and like I won't know the song and I'll hear the part. I'm like, I know this song. But like it took me a minute and a half to realize what song it was because like it's that one section that everybody keeps using in their workout videos, like their basketball videos, like whatever it may have been, you know what I mean? So like I see it. It's a matter of just like, but again, like my focus when I'm making a track isn't like, yo, like how catchy can I make this, bro? But I feel like that's what people are focused on. Maybe I gotta change my formula up. I don't know.
No, it's not even that you have to change your formula. You just need somebody else on the team that can think that way for you. Right, because there's just too much
it's
computing.
Way too much.
It's
like,
too much.
I'm a one-man army, man. Like I don't have anybody else that's like contributing to like the ideas or the marketing. So if somebody else is there to say, okay, yo, bro, like you should do a video like this because like that's what's popping right now. Oh, yo, you should like give it to like a skateboarder, for example. It's like, yo, skateboard videos are popular. Like if I had someone else thinking for me or helping me think, it could definitely be a lot easier, man. 110%.
You know what? We didn't even touch on that. There's so much that we talked about today, but like Driver is actually conceptualizing all of his videos. He's organizing the entire layout. So in terms of how that shoot day is going to go, how people have to operate that day, you're setting up the crew, catering, everything.
Yeah.
So that is hard, right? And then on top of that, you're working a long job. Like Driver is a real independent artist. He's an artist. And that's why I appreciate this guy so much. It's because he's putting in the work during the day. You're working like 14-hour shifts.
Yeah, like,
and then
literally.
And then you still come home. You find the energy to create. While being exhausted. So you're exhausted physically, mentally. And then you're dealing with just all the stuff that comes with putting life. The stuff that just comes with putting out content and not getting the feedback that you want. And as you said, life could be happening. You could be having family issues, whatever. You're still consistent though. Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like that's probably like the biggest motivation out of all of it. Like every time my alarm goes off at like 5 a.m., bro, and I sit there and I'm laying at my ceiling, I'm like, yo, bro, like I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like the main like drive that makes me want to say, okay, cool, I really got to make this music stuff happen, bro. Because like I know for a fact, like I'm not a lifer. Like I'm not trying to put 25 years in for a pension and like to be like locked in just like doing that. Like I see how that, like, bro, people in my job are pissed. Like I work with grown ass men and I'm like, yo, you been here for how many years? And I'm like, ew, like, I'm like, yo, I'm not doing that, bro. You know what I mean? So like, nah, it's the biggest motivation, just legit, like doing my job and like having to be outside for 14 hours and like, you know what I mean? Rain or sunshine or snow, like you're out here like really working type shit. You know what I mean? So
do you find that it's the energy starting to wane a little bit, or
I mean,
still there?
I find different ways to kind of like amp myself up. Like music helps, like not to be corny, but like a new album will come out and like I'll run that from like morning to night if I really mess with it. You know what I mean? That kind of like keeps me going kind of thing. You know what I mean? I find different ways in my day, like talking to people like Lance might call me during my shift, Runway calls me during my, you know what I mean? I find different ways to kind of pass the time to kind of like.
You're always taking in new music.
Yeah, to kind of make it enjoyable, like in some way, shape, or form, right? So that's pretty much it. But
listen, Driver, this was a great interview, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through. No I cannot wait to see your journey this year. I think you're the real deal. You're going to blow up. It's only a matter of time.
Yes, sir.
And Driver's going to be back on this show throughout the year as well. He's a friend of the show. He's part of the home team. So
yes, sir.
We'll see you guys on the very next episode. Boys, thank you very much for filling in for Darren. I know it was a little bit harder today, but appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next episode. That was good.